NCIS has a loyal and devoted fan base, and the long-running series dropped its 21st season last autumn. There are also a ton of spin-offs for fans of the original to get stuck into. But have you ever wondered which other shows might be similar to our favorite police procedural crime drama? Today, we are discussing shows you can watch after finishing NCIS, so don't go anywhere. First up, we're crossing the pond with Line of Duty. British crime drama Line of Duty is one of the most popular shows to come out of the UK in recent times. The show follows Detective Inspector Steve Arnott, played by the excellent Martin Comstock, and also features Lenny James, as well as Vicky McClure. Compton's character is a by-the-book officer who refuses to cover up a shooting which was carried out by a fellow officer and has to deal with the fallout of being outcast by the rest of the team. However, original team member Kate Fleming, McClure, is on hand to provide support to Arnott, and the two work together to tackle corruption on a grand scale. Of course, being the police, there's plenty of corruption to go around, and the pair have a field day. The first series comes to a head when the pair are instructed to dig up the dirt on Tony Gates, the apparently squeaky clean detective chief inspector. But of course, not all is what it seems with Gates, and they figure out that he is just the beginning, with the corruption going all the way to the top, as these things often do. We find out just how far the conspiracy goes, and how far into organized crime major police figures are willing to go. This one provides 6 seasons of nail-biting drama, which we suggest you get into right now. What are you waiting for? Next up, time to check out The Shield. Stay tuned. If you're into shows about the inner workings of a city police force, then this is the one for you. The show follows Vic Mackey and his thuggish strike team, who fight crime by day and deal drugs and act as enforcers for criminals by night. This is an excellent show which spans across a mammoth 7 seasons, and just when you think it can't get any crazier, the excellent writing comes up trumps once again. Michael Chiklis' character of Mackey is the smart head of the group, who is forever being chased around by his superiors, who are intent on bringing him down. Of course, they know all about the underhanded tactics he uses to pad out his exemplary record, but they can never quite manage to get proof of his misdeeds, which actually include the murder of a fellow cop who has gone undercover in his crew to try and provide internal affairs with the proof they need to finally nail him. Across the 7 seasons, we are treated to some superb storylines, which look into the relationships between cops and their street-level informants, and also their superiors, who are generally all willing to bend their respective codes to get what they want. Do yourself a favor and check this one out immediately. And if you'd seen it already, let us know what you thought about it below. True Detective is up next. This one is a little different in the way it features Hollywood actors in the lead roles, and really marked the shift in movie actors making the crossover into TV. Season 1 starred Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson, and told the story of 2 former homicide detectives who were brought back together after 17 years and asked to recount the details of a previous investigation, thanks to Hurricane Rita destroying the case files. It turns out all is not what it seems with the case, and they have to figure out how new evidence fits into other potentially related cases. The show garnered critical acclaim, not least for its excellent casting, with the second season going on to cast Vince Vaughn in the lead and Mahershala Ali popping up in the third. And the acting is just a small part of what makes this show so successful. The visuals are superb, as well as top-notch writing. The show also walks or stumbles across the blurred lines of horror, drama, and thriller. This one is an excellent addition to your binge-watching Sundays, so get on it immediately. Have you seen this one yet? What do you think? Next up, it's Blue Bloods. Stay tuned. This one also features a stellar cast, including the mustache himself, Tom Selleck, as well as Donnie Wahlberg and Bridget Moynihan. It features the Reagan family, who are pretty much all involved in some form of law enforcement or another. Frank, played by Selleck, is the police commissioner, and son Donnie is a detective. Frank's other son, Jamie, is also a cop, whilst his daughter is the DA. The show is interesting in the way it follows all of the central characters, giving the viewer an in-depth look at each stage of law enforcement. And of course, they all get together every week for Sunday dinner to air their grievances of the week and let off some steam. Of course, there are always problems for somebody, and each episode delves into a specific storyline, the family members often helping each other out. This is a great look at family dynamics, as well as law enforcement, even if it is a little unrealistic at times. Have you guys checked out Blue Bloods yet? Let us know what you thought below. An all-time classic police drama now. It's The Wire. Don't go anywhere. This one offers often appears at the very top of many people's best TV shows of all time lists, and for very good reason. It tells the story of the Barksdale crew and their tight grip on the drug trade in Baltimore, as well as the local PD's efforts to bring them down. Of course, it features their attempt to insert listening devices wherever they can, and every season explores the depths the police department is willing to go to get the job done, featuring some of the most iconic characters in TV show history, from Omar, the homosexual robber of drug dealers, to the corrupt Maryland State Senator Clay Davis, to name but a few. The Wire is 5 seasons of sheer quality. The writing is second to none and makes you feel as though you actually know the characters. And whilst the second season moves away from the Barksdale crew, they're always there in the background, and by the end, we come full circle to again focus on their leaders and the Baltimore PD's obsession with bringing them down. Have you guys seen The Wire? Pretty great, right? Another show with fascinating characters now. It's FBI. This one is made by the same guys who made Law & Order, and similar to Blue Bloods, explores the inner workings of a crime-fighting agency, specifically the world's most well-known, the titular FBI. Following Maggie Bell, played by the excellent Missy Peregrine, who is a born crime fighter who comes from a long line of law enforcement officers. Along with her partner, Agent Omar Zidane, she investigates terrorism and is at the forefront of stopping attacks before they actually take place. The two form the bedrock of a solid team of terrorist hunters, and what makes this one so interesting is how the characters bounce off each other so well. And it isn't just Bell and Zidane. We also get to know their superior, Special Agent Dana Mosier, as well as the young officer Christian Chazal, who is an expert at reading between the lines. The storylines are intriguing too, and give us a fantastic look at how the FBI might well conduct their operations, which can serve fans of NCIS well when trying to choose which show they should binge watch next. Have you guys watched this one yet? Let us know your thoughts below. And finally, it's 24. If you haven't heard of this one before, where have you been? It follows one of the most iconic law enforcement agents of all time, Jack Bauer. The CTU agent is a one-man crime-fighting team who sniffs out terrorists better than a bloodhound finds illicit drugs. Each season is better than the last, and whilst the storylines aren't exactly show-stopping, the action is fantastic. Kiefer Sutherland's Bauer is a troubled agent who, after losing his wife at the hands of a terrorist in the first season, has abandoned all notion of playing by the rules. In fact, he often scoffs at others who do. He's willing to push the boundaries and across the multiple seasons does things no other officers are willing to do. For example, getting hooked on heroin to prove to a drug lord he isn't a cop, as well as many other questionable practices. He always gets the job done, however, and can take one hell of a beating. Bauer is a legend of the law enforcement drama genre, and if you haven't started this one yet, what on earth are you waiting for? As always, thanks for dropping in today, and why not do us a solid by liking and sharing today's video with any TV show addicts you know of. And don't forget to join us next time when we'll be discussing other fun bits and pieces. Be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss out. Bye guys!